Hey everyone, how's it going? While you wait for the long, way overdue crossover video, I've decided to make this little spotlight video to, kill some time. And for this one, yeah, it's definitely gonna be quick, which is fitting, as we return to DC's Golden Age and discuss the first evil speedster, the dark reflection of Jay Garrick, and the one who would start a tradition in the Flash's Rogues Gallery, Edward Clariss, aka Rival. Created in 1949 by comic creators John Brooks and Carmine Infantino, Clariss was created, as I mentioned in my Thomas Blake video, to be a dark reflection of the original Flash, Jay Garrick. Clariss would start not unlike Jay as a chemist in the same university, and was even attempting to recreate the same formula that granted Jay his speed, and would mostly succeed, as he was given super speed, turning him into the villainous Rival, but it was only temporary. He would have to consistently take the formula to keep his speed. His goals were pretty simple. He just wanted to rob banks and become rich. Hell, he even started his own crime organization where he gave his goons the Speed Force formula to get away from the cops and defend themselves from the Flash. Speaking of Jay, this would be a real challenge for Jay, even losing his speed for a short period. Luckily, Jay is able to restore his powers in time to stop Rival. Now, with that being his first appearance, you'd think that Rival would continue to be a constant threat to Jay, and be one of the greatest villains that he would ever face. Well, yes and no. As it turned out, Flash Comics would actually end on issue 104, with the Flash Comics not coming back until 1956, with Barry Allen taking the mantle in DC Showcase issue 4, and Rival won't return until at least 6 decades later in the pages of Jeff Johns' JSA. In the year 2000, issue 16. But as I said, his first appearance would start a legacy of evil speedsters, as every bearer of the Flash identity has had an evil counterpart, with Barry having the time-manipulating Reverse Flash, Wally West having both the aspiring god Savitar and the revenge-seeking Zoom, and Bart Allen's demented clone, Inertia. It all started with Rival, which definitely makes his lack of appearance even more surprising. In fact, for a brief period of time, DC actually repurposed the name Rival for a Green Arrow villain in the 90s. But when he did return in JSA, he got a major upgrade, as we learned that Rival evolved from a simple thief to being a being of pure energy and hatred. As Jay revealed during their final fight, Rival and Jay actually tapped in the Speed Force, the source of power for all speedsters. But due to his speed being finite, it wore off and he eventually got trapped in the Speed Force, only to be freed years later and recruited into the Injustice Society, where now, driven mad with revenge, vowed to ruin Jay's life. And yeah, the character really got to shine here, as Clariss just went insane, with his first act being committing a series of murders and using the bodies to spell out his own name. He would also get an update in appearance from his Golden Age outfit, which was literally just him wearing a darker version of Jay's outfit and a black mask, to him looking more like Wally West from the Kingdom Come universe, just in a different color. Clariss would push Jay in insane ways that were very much on par with the Reverse Flash, and for a lot of it, he would do this while possessing Jay's friend and fellow speedster, Max Mercury. He would push Jay to the point where when he actually put Jay's own wife in danger as he posed as their doctor, he would snap, which culminated into an insane fight in the pages of Impulse, issue 89 in 2002, where Jay planned to actually kill Rival, which is definitely a big deal because this is Jay Garrick, the first Flash, the hero that even guys like Superman look up to, and a constant source for guidance for heroes like Barry and Bart. Hell, to the entire superhero community in general. Even in the darkest of times, Jay rarely loses his cool, but here it's different. It's only with Bart's intervention and talking it out, Jay stops himself from crossing that line. Unfortunately, it's not a total victory, as Rival still possessed Max and escaped in the time stream. Man, that last fight, seeing Jay pushed to that degree, you have to think that writers would be excited to work on this character, see how far they can go with this rivalry with Jay and Clariss, right? Well, no actually. That would be where Rival's story would end. Hell, the stuff with him and Max pretty much swept under the rug when Max returned in 2009's Flash Rebirth, where he is found back to normal with no explanation on how he was freed from Rival's control. Even in the New 52, where the JSA and their villains were totally rebooted into a new continuity in the Earth 2 comic series, Rival was nowhere to be found. The only comeback that Rival would have would be season 3 of the CW's Flash series, though this one was very unrecognizable from his comic book counterpart, sporting a design more akin to Barry's Black black racer design from the DC event Darkseid War and having zero connection to Jay, this take on Edward Clariss was a speed-obsessed sociopath after Barry went back in time to save his mother, creating a new timeline where he never became the Flash, and instead Wally West was Central City's protector, and Rival was his arch-nemesis. That would come to an end though, as he nearly kills Wally and Barry has to save his life by going back in time and undoing his change. Though doing so would lead to an unexpected chain reaction where the main villain of the season, Savitar, would break free from his Speed Force prison and come up with a convoluted scheme that involved restoring powers from metahumans from that timeline, with Clariss being the first to return, which actually was even more short-lived as he was defeated by Team Flash pretty quickly, and then Savitar killed him and never mentioned again. Which really begged the question of why they even brought this character into the show. But yeah, that is all when it comes to Rival. It really is a shame though, because there was so much potential to make this character such a big deal in the world of DC. I mean, again, the legacy he would create was a pretty impactful one, and his last story opened with so many possibilities, but who knows. With the introduction of Jay's daughter in the Stargirl series, maybe we could see him again someday in the process, but I might be just being optimistic. What do you guys think? Do you think Rival will return someday? What do you think of the character? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you later.